Whoa!
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Good morning to Stacy out at Lucky 7 in Morro Bay, who's always listening, and she wrote in earlier this morning. Haven't had a chance to say hi yet. Also, Donald wrote in. He said wants us to boycott all sports right now because of the way they're acting. I'm guessing protesting the national anthem, taking a knee
because of the way they're acting.
Because of their political beliefs and the way they're politicizing sports right now.
Is that Donald in Washington D.C.?
No, it's not that Donald. It's Donald the wordsmith. I don't know. Maybe that is him. They're both wordsmiths.
Yeah, right.
He says he's sick and tired of LeBron. Here's my thing, Donald. I just feel that, and I wrote this back to him, but I just feel like, I feel like athletes are like a lot of us. I think, some are definitely using it to politicize certain things, and the other ones are kind of stuck in the middle, and they don't really know what to do.
Like, what do you mean?
There's certain players that they don't agree to kneel. They don't agree. So they've decided. There's been teams yesterday that stayed in the locker room during the national anthem because they didn't want to have to, make a choice to stand next to their their teammates, and some are kneeling, some are standing. Did you not watch football yesterday? Did you not see there were certain teams that didn't come out?
I watched football for football though. I get my
and that's my second point.
I don't want to get my my information from athletes. Athletes are very good at being athletes, just like actors are very good at being actors. But they spend their entire lives, dedicating themselves to their craft. So I don't think their political awareness is all that. I would trust athletes over actors because I think athletes kind of are in the structure system. But I'm not. It's hard for me to, it's hard for me to listen to somebody complain about somebody who makes millions of dollars a year complain about their conditions. I
think they're doing it for other people,
and they're doing it for society.
Yeah, they're doing it for society.
I understand that now.
But I'm with you, though. That was my other point is, I watch sports for sports. I don't give a crap about who they are, what they do on Tuesday afternoon.
What they do before the game.
What they drive, what they wear. I don't care about any of that. I just want them to perform for my fantasy football team like they did yesterday.
Yeah, Jeremy.
When I annihilated you. This is great.
My ass
this is the best win yesterday because I get to remind you of this for the entire season. I'm not even going to not going to talk about it that much today.
Week 1.
Because, I'll be able to go back to this for 17 more weeks.
I think you're the high scorer in the whole league, though. You would have beaten everybody, right?
Gray got me
by
2 points.
Oh, well.
By 2 points! I had it. He scored 150. I scored 148.
Helps to have those Seahawks against the Falcons. You got Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, and Tyler Lockett. I mean, come on.
Well, JD did good too, and I know he was on JD. Yeah, JK.
Who are you talking about?
Metcalf.
DK.
God, I want to screw up his first name. Metcalf.
Not on your team. You don't care. I see.
I do care. I didn't want him to catch a touchdown. Every time he got a touchdown, I was upset.
Right. You got a credit for it.
But I did end up getting a credit for it, which actually made it feel a little bit better. So, Mike says, "Hope we got our flu shot." Have you got your flu shot yet? They're saying get it early this year.
No, I'm trying to work it in. I went into Rite Aid late the other night, and I was like, "Hey, when are you guys doing the flu shots?" They said, "Oh, a guy just went home." I was like, "Oh, okay."
5 Cities Drive. That's the one to go to.
No,
I go in there, and in 90 seconds, I got a flu shot. In 5 minutes, I'm walking out the door with that little Band-Aid on.
I feel like there's too much tourism stuff going on at the one on 5 Cities Drive. I prefer the one on.
No, we have perfect timing because of the time of day that we're in there.
Grand and
after
Elm.
Work. Before everybody gets off work.
Right, true. Yeah. Grand and Elm's got a lot of old, elderly contingency. So does the busiest one, the one I will stay away from on all levels, is the one on 16th and Grand. The Grand and Elm flies under the radar because everybody goes to the one on 16th and Grand. Nobody goes to the one on Grand and Elm. And
so where's the one on 16th and Grand? You mean Oak Park?
I'm sorry, Oak Park. Yeah, I always get Oak Park and 16th mixed up. Yeah,
too busy there.
Yeah,
busy intersection.
Way too busy. Way too busy. Hard to get in. Hard to get out. Only time I'll ever go there is if I'm picking up a pizza at Little Caesars, and then I'll I'm in the parking lot already. Might as well go in and get it.
You tried any of the new Little Caesars pizzas?
Yeah.
Which one? The flat one?
So the Little Caesars.
I haven't been in there in a while.
That we always have to get because my son is crazy for breadsticks, and this is the greatest thing ever. I think it's $6. It's a thinner crust pizza because they have to make it for the breadsticks because they make a pizza that's half pizza with pepperoni pizza on one half, and then the other half is breadsticks. That's the strangest thing.
So half of it's a pizza, the other half is
breadsticks.
But it is a full pizza pie circle.
It's a big, it's a big thing. And then half of it is breadsticks, half of it's pizza. And my son likes the breadsticks more than he likes pizza. So that's the one we get. But the problem is there's only 4 pieces of pizza on the other side of the thing. So like we're all fighting, like, we get 1 piece of pizza. And
what are pizzas? $5-6? Get another pizza.
We usually get 2. I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
I wanted to try that flatbread thing. That looks pretty good.
I do too, but nobody in my family likes it.
The regular pepperoni's okay, but it's like
the thin crust pepperoni is what I want to. I want to get the thin crust because I'm a big thin crust fan, but my family hates thin crust. I'm like, what are you people? Come on.
Red Zone Challenge. We got 2 Monday night games tonight. Thanks to our friends at Donahue Truck Centers for bringing us this year's Red Zone Challenge. And then tomorrow we'll know who's going to get to pick music all week. And so if you haven't got your picks in, you can still do it. Make sure you do that now. Make sure you put the tiebreaker in for tonight's games. You know what Hossenfeffer is?
I remember Dwight Schrute referencing Hossenfeffer on an episode of The Office.
See, I remember Bugs Bunny.
I don't know. Oh yeah,
and the big fat guy was, bring me the Hossenfeffer. And the reason he was saying that because he wanted to eat Bugs Bunny because it's rabbit stew. Hossenfeffer. Something that sounds cool, but I don't know if it tastes that good, even though rabbit's okay. I just was looking up some German foods, and these are kind of like Butterkäse. I'm probably murdering the way they say it, but it's butter cheese. It's made of 50% fat content, and it's creamy, and it sounds disgusting. Butter cheese. It tastes like you're eating butter.
That does not sound good.
A lot of meats, a lot of stews.
That sounds disgusting. Butter cheese. Like if we had something in America that we ate on a regular basis, like, would you like some butter cheese on your toast?
Well, think about cream cheese. It's kind of like butter cheese, right? You spread it like butter. It kind of goes on like a consistency.
Good and it tastes so
cream
good.
Cheese,
Come
yeah.
on, butter cheese. It's amazing.
And butter and cheese are very similar, right? I mean, they're made from cream.
I know, but it sounds disgusting. Butter cheese.
And their beef stew, I was like, beef stew. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it sounds good until I started reading how they prepare it. And they marinate their beef in vinegar. Yum.
Yuck. There's they did
sauerbraten.
A survey recently, and they asked people if they would be with somebody who didn't like the same foods that they did. And 50% of the people in that survey said somebody liking the same foods and flavors as them made them more attractive. That's 50%. So 17% of people said they're so passionate about food that they would refuse to date someone with different tastes, even if they were a millionaire. So, if Charlene was a millionaire.
She already is. We don't agree on anything.
She already is a millionaire?
No, she's already very a pain in the ass when it comes to food.
What was your
address? When I met Charlene, all she ate was chicken breast.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom was a very simpleton in cooking, so she made like 4 or 5 dishes, and they usually all were around barbecued chicken. And they just put barbecue sauce on a chicken breast, put it in the oven. I mean, not even on the barbecue.
I do that.
It's disgusting.
Pretty good.
To me, that is just so, I mean, I would eat it if I was starving, but it's like, God, I would rather eat so many other things.
It's called the faux barbecue.
I'd rather eat sauerbraten.
Take a chicken breast, put it in a pressure cooker, cook it up, then put the barbecue sauce on it and finish it under a broiler. That's fake barbecue. But it's good. It's good. It's excellent. No, the chicken tastes.
But now she eats fish and she eats steak and she eats. I've got her to. Over 26 years, almost 27 now. All I do is when we go to dinner, and I'm like, just try it. Just try it one time. You don't even have to. And then she'll get it in her mouth, and I'm like, just swallow it. She wants to spit it out. I'm like, you're not 10. Just swallow it. It's not going to kill you. Oh, throw up.
Does she spit it out into a napkin sometimes?
50-50. Sometimes she
really?
Sometimes she does.
At a restaurant?
Yeah, she'll spit it in her napkin.
At a restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, now what are we going to do with that?
She's got very particular taste.
When the busser comes over, or the waitress comes over to grab stuff off our table, this is going to fall out on the floor.
I'll swallow my gum at a restaurant before I spit it out and put it in a napkin. Come on. I mean, that's just...
A paper napkin?
Yeah.
Or just a cloth napkin?
Paper napkin. Any kind of napkin. Nobody wants to deal with that. I'd be so mad if I was a busser and I pick up a napkin and like a big chunk of chewed up food falls out of it, or somebody's gum falls out of it, because gum is just chewed up food.
Yeah.
Somebody's gum falls out of it, he's so mad. Like, you better leave an extra tip if you're going to leave some food in a napkin or some chewed up gum in a napkin on the table. I see people do it all the time, though.
But our thing is Chinese food. I love it. I could eat it every day. I want to eat it every week, and she's only really likes one dish. And it's like beef with string beans. I'm like, why don't you get a little more adventurous? Try something else. She can't have gluten, so she can't have anything fried. So she, a lot of that stuff is fried. So,
and breaded. I had to.
Yeah, breaded and fried. Yeah.
So my son operates under the assumption that he does not like Chinese food. So we made Chinese food this weekend, but it was the orange chicken from the Trader Joe's.
How do you not like that?
It's excellent.
He loved it, didn't he?
Well, so I had to trick him because he loves oranges, and he loves chicken nuggets. So I said, that's chicken nuggets made with oranges.
And he was in? That sounds gross.
He loved it.
I said, go to Panda.
He's like, oh, it looks gross. I was like, hey, dude, it's chicken nuggets with oranges in it.
Yeah, I think they're famous for their orange chicken at Panda, but it's really good.
They are. I don't know. I think Trader Joe's is.
Is it frozen?
Yeah,
it's frozen. Of course it is.
It feeds a whole family for half the price. But I don't know. The portions at Panda can feed a whole family too.
It's funny because I like food, and I was sitting here trying to think what is my least favorite food, and whatever that thing is where they stuff a bunch of meat inside of an intestine. That's German. I don't know what that's called. Somebody probably does.
Like, was there a draft of, and everybody, like every main country in the world got to pick foods to go with, and the Germans had the worst general manager ever?
Yeah, it have to be, right?
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, they had just won the Super Bowl, and they have the worst general manager.
I mean, there's some stuff that the Germans make that are pretty good, but most of it, yeah, I don't know.
It's disgusting.
Poppy seed strudel. Strudel. That's a dessert, by the way. Haggis. Thank you, Muffcakes. Haggis, disgusting.
Haggis?
That's where they take a bunch of, I think it's innards and stuff, and then they stuff it inside an intestine, like a sausage, and then they cook it. And they love it.
Man, those Germans, what are they thinking?
Boiled potatoes. Because normally they just eat boiled potatoes and boiled meat.
But Betas has got good food.
Betas has got great food, but I think it might be a little Americanized.
He figures out how to make Americans like German food.
Well, I think, he puts some salt in it or something. Went into San Luis Obispo and tried that new Finney's. And I didn't know what Finney's was. I thought it was like a big chain. It's really not. It's like there's 4 of them. Westlake Village, Ventura, Santa Barbara.
There's that many.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old Eureka Burger back in the day. Remember when Eureka came here? There was just a handful of them. Now they've really blown up. They're very successful, and congratulations to them. But I wasn't sure about Finney's, so I looked at their menu. We went there, and then, oh my gosh. I mean, you look at the menu online, and you get there, and there's way more on the menu when you get there. And so we're sitting there.
Did you get the spicy salad?
No.
The Thai steak salad?
No. The appetizers were too good. They had a Nashville chicken hot sliders.
No, they have a lot of good stuff.
And they had the mini Finney burgers. And I'm like, I got to try the mini Finney burgers.
Mini Finneys.
So my stepdad and then he wanted to get the chicken and waffles. So he got the chicken and waffles. I got the mini Finneys and the Nashville hot sliders.
So wait,
and we just shared everything.
You guys did appetizers as main
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
And onion rings.
Because then you don't get a bunch of other stuff on your plate. Like, I'm not a big fan of corn and mashed potatoes and whatever.
Right.
Whatever you want to put on the plate is the extraneous. Like, that's why whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'm just like, just give me the burrito. Don't give me the beans and the rice.
I think it's the best burger
the
place.
Beans and the rice don't need
It's the best burger place in Slow now, I'm telling you. My mom got a burger. The meat was so good.
Yeah, it's good.
I forgot. It was bison and something else, chuck steak or something that they ground together, and it was cooked perfectly, and everything was just really, really good, so anyways.
Is it a bit weird when you go into a restaurant and you have to wear the face mask all through the process? Like the process of waiting in line, They
took our temperature. We didn't even go inside.
Yeah.
We were just out on the sidewalk. And we got to sit at a table with an umbrella, which was nice. And but yeah, taking the temperature. And I'm just getting used to it now.
Right. But isn't it weird that, like, once you get in there, you can take off the mask?
Yeah, as soon as you sit at your table.
Like, wear a mask here, wear a mask until we take your temperature, and wear a mask to your table. But then when you sit down at the table,
well, you're with your people, and I guess you're not up moving around. It is weird. I don't.
My thing is when you sit down at the table and you take the mask off, like I have kids, so inevitably the kids always have to use the bathroom whenever, when you're a kid, you have to go see what the bathroom at every place looks like, right? I mean, that's just what kids do.
You're bored too.
Off go potty. I'm like, do you really, or you just want to go look at the bathroom?
Check it out.
So, but then when we get up to go to the bathroom, we put our mask back on, walk to the bathroom, walk back from the bathroom, and then take our mask off when we sit down. It's like when you sit down, you could take the mask off. Which mask do you think is leading the way in our poll question for the quest for the mask? Which mask do you like to wear the best?
I forgot about this. So we had the cloth, the paper, the
gator,
the face shield, the bandana, and the gator,
and the N95.
Do people know what the gator is? I know. I said paper.
Well, somebody answered what the gator is because 16% of respondents, 16% of people know what the gator is because they said that they prefer that. 16% said they preferred the bandana. Right now, paper disposable leading the way with 41.6%.
That's where I'm at. I figured I would have guessed gator or bandana, though, with this crowd.
Why not the cloth reusable? Why do people not
I
like
breathe
the cloth
easier
reusable?
through the paper. I don't know. The cloth reusable is too stuffy. It gets too hot. And I have moisture that comes out of my mouth like monsoon season in the desert. So I need it to be.
God, your mouth is like the monsoon season?
It's just, it just gets all wet and gross.
That is disgusting.
And then it's touching my face.
Thing I've ever heard.
I don't like that at all. The paper is nice and clean.
You breathe like a monsoon.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, I guess I do.
It's not nice.
How's your breathing today? God, this smoke is
Not
really
good.
I am like lightheaded. Like several times today, I kind of sat there for a second. I went, "Wow, I'm really lightheaded," and it must be the smoke, right? I don't know.
And this is a bad combination of things because people feel like. I was reading a study this morning. Said that one of the silver linings on COVID was people are getting out and appreciating nature more. But it's like. This weekend, I feel like a lot of people were out trying to do things, but you were very limited to it because you're breathing in the smoke. And you have the governor. I don't know if you saw the interview.
I didn't.
Something on one of the, I think it was NBC maybe, where he's sitting down, perfectly placed in a burned out forest, like it's some kind of photo shoot. And he's sitting there talking to, it was NBC because it was Miguel Almaguer, the guy that screwed up the facts on San Luis Obispo and the reopening of San Luis Obispo, and then retracted it, and there was nothing else was brought up of the fact that he made a dire mistake in journalism. He was sitting down with him because he's got to frame a shot. That's the most important thing, not the facts that you're giving people, but the fact that the shot is
how it looks, not what actually the information is.
Exactly. You got to have the shot framed with the governor perfectly. I'm sorry I messed up and said that San Luis Obispo County was reopening way before everybody else when that was in fact not the case. He was sitting in a burned out forest with Miguel Almaguer, and he said that breathing in that smoke in that forest was the equivalent to smoking 20 packs of cigarettes.
That's what the governor said?
I'm not buying that for a fact. All
right, Doc, settle down. If he was ever a doctor, he'd be playing one on TV. He looks like he could be a good looking
But I
actor.
saw people out and about this weekend, and I took the kids to the park yesterday, and I could last for about 45 minutes, and that was it. I was like, okay, guys, let's go. Because I'm worried about their breathing. I'm worried about my breathing.
Yeah.
I'm worried about everything. So it's like you want to get out and do stuff because that's what you can only do. But then you take a look outside and you're like, oh, I saw people hiking all over the place. Johnson Ranch was packed yesterday.
Well, Saturday didn't seem that bad to me. Yesterday, I could smell the smoke a little bit more. I could smell, and then yesterday and today. But I thought Saturday when I was in SLO, it was all right.
You know where they don't have smoke? Inside the showroom at Paso Robles Ford. No smoke. None at all. Well, I can't say none at all. They got to open the doors and close the doors. But they have air conditioners and they're taking care of it. You go up there and get a deal. Jeremy, let me ask you, what do the cities of Ventura, Lockwood, Los Osos, Roseville, and Riverside have in common?
Oh, I think I know, Jeff. I think people have drove to Paso Robles Ford from those cities to take advantage of these good deals.
So they can save there. Now, this is the thing, okay? I don't know if you've ever purchased a vehicle. You have. The boat. You bought the boat in Phoenix. That's quite, I'm sorry, Arizona.
Havasu.
That is quite process to buy a car or a vehicle somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to plan, you have to look it up, you have to
I was
see what you're
fortunate. I
doing.
had family there that were able to look at this
Yes.
thing. I bought it sight unseen, but I was taking their word for it.
Right, exactly. These people, they don't have the chance probably to do that. Not everybody, not whoever was driving up from Roseville or Riverside or Lockwood or Ventura to buy their cars at Paso Robles Ford, but they know because they built a reputation on having great inventory that is the place to go if you want to save. Paso Robles Ford.
Right now, they'll get you in the vehicle you want with deferred payments for 90 days, eliminate finance charges or eliminating down payments. Can you imagine? Nothing down. I mean, that's a dream, right? Even give you top dollar for your trade-in. Need service, they'll gladly pick up your vehicle and return it from the service department when it's complete. You don't even have to leave your home. Find out more. Go to PasoRoblesFord.com or you can go to PasoFord.com.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.